Welcome to Staying Relevant Tomorrow, a podcast about how you as a leader can stay relevant in this rapidly changing world. Each week, we deliver key insights and ideas that will help you embrace change and stay ahead of the competition. I'm your host, Sonali Sinha. Welcome to the 6th episode of this series. This episode continues with the CARES model of leadership development that I have designed for preparing leaders for success in this VUCA world. CARES is an acronym where C stands for credible, A for adaptive, R for resolute, E for emotionally intelligent, and S for sense-making. I talked about being credible, adaptive, and resolute in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th episodes, respectively. And in this episode, I want to talk about why it's important for a leader to be emotionally intelligent. We now live in a world where there is rapid and unpredictable change all the time, which can be very unnerving for anyone. Today, emotions are heightened with anxiety, fear, uncertainty, overwhelm, and worry about the present and the future. This is a time when people need their leaders to step up, connect, support, and soothe their nerves. This is a time when how you deal with the changes directly influences them. This is the time to actually lead with emotional intelligence. Emotions play a far greater role in determining business outcomes than many people realize. Leadership at its core is all about influencing people's behavior, thoughts, and commitment to achieve certain outcomes. Effective leaders are able to engage hearts as well as minds of people by using emotions intelligently and are able to generate higher performance for themselves, their team, and their organization. Most leaders tend to underestimate their influence over others, and thus they and their teams underperform. Dealing with uncertainty, volatility, and ambiguity can be emotionally challenging for any leader. Unless you are able to manage your emotions on this roller coaster, you might end up burning out really quickly and bring down the morale of your team and your organization. Many leaders believe that to survive in a tough and competitive environment, they need to turn off their emotions and depend fully on rational competencies and attitudes. Unfortunately, these leaders are not capable of or are unwilling to perceive the emotional needs of others. Research has shown that there has been a decline in the emotional intelligence in recent times as a result of the increased stress and chaos. All of these are symptoms of the VUCA environment in which we operate. With lower emotional intelligence, people will find it increasingly difficult to connect and collaborate with others. To be successful, organizations will need their leaders and managers to consciously make an effort to explore and master emotional intelligence. Because when people are asked to define the traits of a great leader, they tend to mention characteristics such as even-tempered, stays in control, handles conflict well, has the trust of employees, listens to the employees, is easy to talk to, and makes informed and objective decisions. All of these characteristics are signs of highly developed, emotionally intelligent leaders. So what is emotional intelligence? I'm sure you have heard the term, but what does it really entail? Emotional intelligence is our ability to recognize and manage emotions, our own emotions and those of other people around us. It helps us to handle pressure well and get the best out of people and also make good decisions no matter what's going on around us. Emotionally intelligent leaders are aware of their own emotions and intuitively aware of the emotions of people around them. They're not only willing to listen to the concerns of others, but can decode the emotions expressed through facial expressions and body language. The other important aspect of emotional intelligence is to be able to use emotions intelligently. This is not about manipulating emotions, but instead recognizing that emotions do influence our judgment and decisions. Emotions are actually data signals that inform us about what's going on in our inner world or in the inner world of others. To take a simple example, how you react to a situation or event depends on whether you're in a good mood or a bad mood. So, emotionally intelligent leaders actually know how to tap into this emotional data and become aware of how it might be influencing their decisions or use it as a guide for choosing what is aligned with who they are. Tapping into this emotional data can help leaders when they are presenting information or making assignments or otherwise engaging with their people. Another important aspect of emotional intelligence is how to handle the emotions. Sometimes we see leaders react to emotions in a similar manner. For instance, they may counter an outburst of an employee with their own angry retort. Emotionally intelligent leaders, on the other hand, try instead to understand the source of the emotion. They might first seek to calm the emotion, maybe take the angry employee aside and let them calm down. Then they ask open-ended questions to discover or uncover the roots of the emotion. A lot of harm can be inflicted on employee morale by leaders who don't know how to handle emotions. There is ample evidence to show that the most effective leaders are those who perceive, use, understand, and manage their emotions and the emotions of those around them. Like what you hear so far? Make sure you never miss an episode by clicking the subscribe button now. Thank you for your support. Now back to the show. So how can you as a leader become more emotionally intelligent? Emotional intelligence is typically broken down into 4 components: self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, and relationship management. In order to improve your emotional intelligence, it's important to understand what each element entails and how you can develop these competencies. Let's look at each of them. First, self-awareness. Self-awareness is at the core of everything. Self-awareness enables you to understand your feelings, emotions, and reactions in any given situation. It enables you to have an in-depth understanding of your strengths and weaknesses. John Whitmore, a pioneer of the executive coaching world, said, "I am able to control only that which I am aware of. That which I am unaware of controls me. Awareness empowers me." So, in order to bring out the best in others as a leader, you first need to bring out the best in yourself, which is where self-awareness comes into play. One of the easy ways to assess your self-awareness is by completing a 360-degree feedback. Through this process, you will gain insights into your own behaviors and discover how you are perceived in the organization by others. You can also build your self-awareness by reflecting on the emotions and thoughts that you have, which will help you identify what are those situations or words that trigger you, and you end up reacting in a way that is disproportionate to what the situation called for. So work on developing your self-awareness, because this is at the core of becoming emotionally intelligent. The second one is self-management. Self-management refers to the ability to manage your emotions, particularly in stressful situations, and maintain a positive outlook despite setbacks. Now, this does not mean that you should not feel your emotions. It does not mean that you should bury your emotions. In fact, it means that you should recognize what emotions you're experiencing and then decide how you would like to respond to the situation. Leaders who lack self-management tend to react and have a harder time keeping their impulses in check. Self-management enables you to stay in control and keep calm when others fail to do so, and it helps you find innovative and creative solutions to problems because you're able to approach it in a very calm and composed manner. It basically helps you understand that how you respond can be managed and that the actions you take are more of a choice rather than reflex. The third area is social awareness. While it's important to understand and manage your own emotions, you also need to know how to read the emotions of others. Social awareness describes your ability to recognize others' emotions and the dynamics in play within your organization or in any social setting. Leaders who excel in social awareness tend to practice empathy and are very good at supporting their team and motivating them through change. They strive to understand their colleagues' feelings and perspectives, which enables them to communicate and collaborate more effectively with their teams and their peers. So work on developing empathy and being able to read the emotions of others. Only when you are able to read the emotions of others, you will find yourself being able to influence them more effectively. The fourth one is relationship management. Relationship management refers to your ability to influence, coach, and mentor others and resolve conflict effectively. It's basically about how you manage your relationship within the organization and outside the organization. It's important to properly address whatever issues that arise. In fact, research has shown that every unaddressed conflict can waste about 8 hours of a company's time in gossip and other unproductive activities, putting a big drain on the resources and morale of the team. So if you want to keep your team happy, you need to have those tough conversations. You need to be able to have open communication and respectful communication with your team. This will encourage them to trust you as their leader. So if you are able to work on enhancing your self-awareness and managing your own emotions, then you will find it easier to become more socially aware, read the emotions of others, and also manage their emotions. The best strategies for dealing with emotions are strategies that are a mix of thinking and feeling. While emotionally intelligent leaders recognize the need to be rational and cognitive in their decisions or response, they are also open to emotions because they see emotions as data points and they are not scared or afraid to approach emotions that are uncomfortable. This balance of thinking and feeling actually ensures better decisions for both leaders and their teams. You as the leader set the tone of your organization. If you lack emotional intelligence, it could have far-reaching consequences, resulting in lower employee engagement and higher employee turnover. Emotional intelligence is a learnable attribute. Start by acknowledging and reflecting on your own emotions. This will also enhance your ability to read the emotions of others and then use this skill to manage people and situations better. So there you have it. Why is it important for leaders to be emotionally intelligent, and how you can become a more emotionally intelligent leader? Thank you for joining us this week on Staying Relevant Tomorrow. If you found value in this show, we'd appreciate a rating on iTunes. It will help us reach out to more leaders and help them stay relevant. If you'd like the show notes for this episode, you could head over to my website soaringeagles.co and search for this episode, and you can see all the show notes there. Also, while you're there, if you have a question that you would like an answer to, just drop me a message. I do read through those, and what do you know? It might even end up on the show. Be sure to tune in next week for our next episode. Signing off now is your host Sonali Sinha. Stay relevant.